Alaikum friends, this is Abdullah Masum. How are you all? I think you are all fine by the grace of Allah, and you are all fine yet and free from the coronavirus yet. For this reason, today I appear in front of you to share the summary of the revival of learning period. You are watching a poet whose name is Thomas More. I will talk also about him and his one of great writings which name is Europea. The first I am gonna share with you revival of learning period. This is actually transitions period where the decline of age of Chaucer what's happened in the intellectual preparation for the Elizabethan age what took place. For a century and a half years have had passed. During this period we do not get a great literary works in this time. So why we do not get a great literary works in this period? There are some reasons. There are actually chief reasons behind this vacancy of literary works. The first one is the long war with France and the civil wars of the Roses. Actually, the the long war which took place, which we call the Hundred Years' War, which was mainly took place among France and England. When peoples will involve in war, his general works, his daily works will be distracted, his general things. For this reason, and there are also some reasons which are Roses distracted attention from the books and poetry and dusters of ruined many noble English families who had been friends and patrons of literature. So what it means actually? There are some noble families there were some noble families who were patron of literature. Actually, everything has some patrons, such as some people loves to read or know unknown things, and some people loves to explain scientific things. They things scientifically. So there has also some patrons who loves scientists. So these kinds of there were also some person who love literature. So these families were destroyed by this civil war and 100 years war. For this reason, a vacancy was arrived in this 150 years. For this reason, we did not get a novel writing in this long period. The second reason behind this, the Reformation in the latter part of the period, men's minds with religious questions. In this period, many people actually involved in religions, and according to religions, there are hardly some religions which support literature, because literary things makes people much freer things. They loves to be stay free. For this reason, there are some religious factors behind this. And third one is the revival of learning set scholars and literary men to an eager study of classic things rather than the creation of the native literature. So at that time, people loves to read classical things. They do not love to make a own literature, and they do not love to create a own literature. For this reason, these kinds of vacancy happened it. And there are also another things. For this reason, we do not find good literature in this period, which are historically, the age is noticeable for its intellectual progress, for the introduction of the printing, for the discovery of America, for the beginning of the reformations, and for the growth of political power among the common peoples. So in this period, there are many adventure things what happened when America and India also discovered, and these kinds of work was the passion of this age. For this reason, they do not heed on literature, and this is also a great reason behind this vacancy. And in this period we got three great writings, which are Erasmus' Praise of Folly and Morals Utopia, and Tyndale's translations of the New Testament. So, what we know from the praise of folly? From these literary works, we can understand that the praise of folly is like a song of victory for the new learning. So, what is mean new learning? We were in ancient things which was very disgusting and which was very barbarous things. So, people actually in this time wanting a change, and they were wishing to make their life secure from barbarous things. So, this is actually about this matter, and we find the utopia, which is also called the socialism, first was applied in this book we found in our intermediate history books. And Thomas More was, we are watching in our screen, there are some picture of Thomas More, who were the first people called, actually, who is the first thinker of socialism. He in these books of utopia, we are able to know liberty, fraternity, and equality. These kinds of three things is now the every nation's motto, which is liberty, fraternity, and equality. And we actually learned these three words from utopia, and this book is also called the first book on socialism. And these are all about the revival of learning period, and I think you will be all beneficial, or you will get benefit from this video. This is just to improve my speaking skills. I have made some videos on many kinds of issues. I think this video is not very fine because I am not yet making a plannedly video where a great plan should need to make the video very fine. Thank you.